really in a fog right now in terms of like just I'm not sure where to take the conversation because I'm enjoying it, but I'm also feeling so confused abstractly in articulating some of these things that it just gets very confusing and overwhelming to me at some point.
Well, it's hard to talk about spiritual things.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line, because for the reasons that you keep saying, which is something like certainty and doubt are part of the equation. But anytime you start talking about spiritual things, my way of, what does that mean? That means you're talking about things of ultimate meaning. Mm-hmm. And that's a deep human craving, and it's also difficult to talk about. And religion doesn't have the corner on the thirst and quest for meaning, for spiritual truth. Same with the arts, same with photography, same with filmmaking and writing, and those are the more obvious pursuits of what I would think of as spiritual truth, meaning ultimate meaning. Even if part of the ultimate meaning of certain art forms is to question that there is such a thing, the pursuit is the same.
Right.
Like if you say all truth is relative, well, that's not a relative claim. That's an absolute claim. It's like
right.
You just made an absolute claim about the relativity of things, and the pursuit is still the same. You're still trying to make claims about what the way the world is.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things that's encouraging, just to bring it back to sort of the cultural climate, and hopefully the generations that are younger than we are, is that the American dream, the coin slot American dream, isn't cutting it. And people want meaningful work and a meaningful social life, and many times want to serve something larger than them. And religion may or may not help them find that.
Yeah.
But that's definitely, there's something noble that I think that I sense in young people, not all of them, but that is waking up. And maybe I don't know if you remember that line in the Bible that it's like the fathers have eaten sour grapes and the children's teeth are set on edge. It's fantastic. It's like our forefathers ate something sour, and our teeth are, they're
we're tasting the residue.
Yes,
almost clenching on it.
Exactly, and it's somewhat bitter.
Yeah.
And that kind of drive is good. That's that collapse and renewal, and in some ways that's a little of what we experienced. Our fathers, not that were evil or oppressive necessarily, but something of their religious palate was sour, and we don't have a taste for it. And so it sends us on the journey. This is one thing that I'm absolutely convinced of now. My own hangups with religion, I'm grateful for. I really am. I was raised in the South in a Baptist fundamentalist. The Bible, God says it, and I believe it, and there it is in the Bible. That certainty sent me on the larger journey.
Right.
If it would have been like, hey, man, just think what you want to think and whatever's right for you, I would have been so comfortable, I would have never left.
Right.
And I don't know. So I don't know. I'm checking out the other side of my mouth, because for young people, if they grow up in a whatever you want kind of, what are they going to push against? I guess that becomes a kind of question. I don't know the answer to that.
Well, I think for me, I don't know. I sometimes think about if I'd had a different upbringing, where would I be? I don't think it stops that thirst for something. I think you're just more free to explore particular ideas or thoughts about religion, in the sense that there wasn't a stigma to the exploration.
Right.
And the stigmatization of ideas or thoughts that are outside the lane that you were brought up in, where that's literally demonized and discouraged, is where the conflict is. So yeah, I think some people can be comfortable, but I don't think life's going to eventually smack you in the face.
Exactly.
Either way. Yep. It'll get your attention, and it will cause you to seek, whether it's to challenge a narrower lane that you were brought up in, or to smack you in a way to like, I need something to hold on to here, and I need it. This anything's kind of okay may not resonate after a while.
Exactly.
That. But we all don't trickle through that sifter of rubble and rock and come out the same side.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's some people are going to land over here and some people are going to land over there, but they're going to find, hopefully, that truth that sustains them, or at least gets them through life. Because as you said earlier, it's a struggle, man. Like, I don't think life is suffering, right?
Yeah. And it's that larger journey. I have a short little section in my book that probably deserved a whole book in and of itself. And that's the pattern of leaving home. And it's in every great story. I mean, it's the Abraham
journey.
story. It is the journey. Yeah,
That's the journey. Like every Disney film.
Exactly. It's the same freaking thing. I know. But we think, well, we don't actually have to go on it. And actually seeing it as a pattern,
Right.
it's like, now I understand what it is. That's still not the same thing as going through it.
Yeah.
One day there's a knock on your door, and it could be that you're in a hospital room.
Right.
Or it could be you got fired, or you walk in and your spouse is cheating,
Yeah.
or you're sitting in church one day and you walk out the door and you say, I'm never going back in. Then now you've simply started. You've
Yeah.
started the leaving home business.
Yeah.
And it is scary. And so many elements of our culture want to talk you out of it.
Yeah.
Come back home. It's safe. Don't worry. Don't do it. You're going to die, or you're
Right.
going to go to hell. That's
Right.
the ultimate threat.
Yeah.
And I just have so much respect for people who take those first few steps
Yeah.
into the unknown.